Turn me up just a little bit. Yeah, it's that man space vibe. Step in the zone, microphone check. Russ and Less got the real intellect. Talk smooth like jazz on a late night set. With a convo deep and the topics connect. From the struggles to the wins, they address it with grace. Drop lines so cool, you can feel the bass. Two kings of the craft, and you know the rest. Kick back, pour a drink, welcome to the space. You go chillin' with Russ and Less. You go chillin' with Russ and Less. You go chillin' with Russ and Less. Hang out, cause now you vibing with nothing but the best. Space forever.
Well, welcome in to another edition of the Manspace Podcast. Now, this is the voice of Russ, and with me, as always, he is taking a break from building his ark with all the rain that we're getting here in the Carolinas. The one and only Big Les.
Hey, man. Listen,
Yes.
I just had a calling. So, I dawned on the Carhartts, pulled out the hammer, and invited some of my friends over, 2 by 2, 2 by 2.
2 by 2.
2 by 2, 2 by 2. Gotta do what we gotta do. We're gonna be prepared this time.
One of these days, I'm really gonna let you do the opening so you can try to pay me back for this. No,
you don't have to do that. I'm gonna get you back. Don't you ever worry about that. I'll be your fun bag for now. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. Man, I'm coming off the Powerful on Purpose Summit, and it was absolutely amazing.
I saw some photos.
Packed house.
Some photos.
Yeah, it was a packed out house. Amazing day. Some very powerful testimonies, and it was.
But I saw one that, in particularly, interested me,
and that would be
the one of you on stage.
Yes. Yes.
You forgot to tell everyone that you're a prolific speaker as well.
Well, I didn't do an actual speech this time.
Okay, so what were you doing? Introducing lunch or something? What happened?
No, I was doing something for my wife because that day was her birthday.
Oh.
And so I had a cake made, a huge cake made that had her picture on it. I had a separate one made for her. I had a customized card, flowers, and so I had the whole audience sing "Happy Birthday" to her.
Oh, it missed. Yeah. What? I'm telling you, boy. I think you the sweetest thing next to sugar. I promise you. Yeah,
that's why I'm inside and not outside trying to help you with this arc. I'd melt.
Your mom put me out. Like you can't stay in here. Get out. Go build something. Hey, go break something.
But we'll make an announcement soon. The full conference will be up on WTMSTV.com. We're not going to put it on YouTube because, I did use a whole lot of music that YouTube would frown on. So I'm not going to put it on YouTube. So it will air on WTMSTV.com. Details to come of the airing dates.
There it is, Russ, the AKA the copyright king.
That's it, man. And we might have to have a little conversation about that because I had a guy.
Oh no!
I got a guy.
When it starts out like that, here we go.
Yeah. Because our guest today, he spent nearly 2 decades operating at the highest levels of leadership, serving as the CEO of a select title, and practicing as a licensed attorney in the state of Texas. Now, on paper, he had the resume, he had the respect, and he had the results. But during COVID, he did something that most highly performing men rarely allow themselves to do. He hit the reset button.
Wow.
Now, what started with a paintbrush on a few awful canvases turned into something bigger. An accidental brushstroke became a stroke of a pen. He's now an author of the thriller novel Recoil of Justice. He published his first book, and he's letting everybody know that reinvention doesn't require permission. So, ManSpace Nation, I want you to give it up for our guest today, Mr. Brad Elder.
Yeah.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
Hey.
Welcome in.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it very much.
Hey, no problem.
How are you?
I have two comments before we get started.
Yeah.
First of all, your intro music is tight.
Thank you.
Really, really good. And the second, Les, why weren't you at the event that Russ was at?
I was in Michigan. I was in Michigan. I was in Michigan.
He has a valid excuse.
I brought in, well, my son brought in 2 little babies for us.
Oh my God.
Continue the family.
Yes, sir.
I
feel bad for asking. Now it's going to give you all a hard time.
It's okay. I was holding the twins, looking at photos of my co-host over here. Normally I would be texting them like, ha, ha, ha. Your socks are off the wrong color, but I didn't get to do that this time.
Oh,
I was too busy. Thank you, sir. Too busy feeding.
Congratulations.
No, this is my son's first set of twins. He has 3.
So, when you have a child,
Mhm.
it's obviously, Russ, I'm assuming you do as well. I don't know that for sure, but nothing can prepare you for that moment. That there's a baby in there, right? That your wife's, about to explode and there's a baby in there. So it's coming, but literally nothing can prepare you for that moment. When I had a daughter born first and, we knew it was going to be a girl. And then when she was born, I didn't expect this feeling, but my overwhelming feeling was I have to protect her. And that that came, it didn't surprise me or didn't scare me. I'm like, yeah, I'll protect her. I'll just beat the what out of anybody that gets close to her.
Anybody that comes along. That's right. That's right.
When my son was born, I had this incredible, overwhelming feeling that I have to teach him how to be a man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that scared me to death. Yeah. Because I don't want him to be the man that I am. I want him to be way better, man. And how do I teach? I know my shortcomings, most of them. I mean, hope I have enough self-awareness to know my shortcomings.
Right.
But it scared me because I'm like, how do I teach him to be better than me? What do I say to him? And that was very, very intimidating. Now I've gotten lucky over the last 12 years that I can assure you he's going to be a better man than me. If something went right, we did something right, but I never expected those feelings because nothing could prepare you for it.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that you never stop raising.
Never. Your worries just change.
Your worries change. Absolutely.
No one ever told me when I had a child, you will never, ever fully relax again for the rest of your life.
Never.
Because you're always worried about whether it be, are they going to, oh my gosh, am I going to get in a wreck and it's going to hurt my child? Or are they going to, something's going to happen to them in the crib? Are they going to fall and then get a little older? Are they going to put something in their mouth and swallow it and then go to school? Like, are they going to have friends? And then it keeps going. And I have a 22-year-old daughter too, and she's getting married in October. And I'm like, oh my God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I fear that life is going to punch them in the face, and it will. Life always going to punch them in the face, right? Of
course.
But how is she going to handle that? How are they going to handle that? They're just kids. They're just so young, and I worry about them. I worry. It's just a different worry than when she was 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah. Well, that shows you're an engaged parent, an engaged father.
Well, I've really tried to be, and I've gone through my struggles. my daughter's mother, my first wife, passed away when she was 38 years old. I went through those struggles of just her and I. Now my sister was a huge help to us. Got remarried and had another child, and then I'm embarrassed to say went through divorce, and that was its own set of stress and its own set of problems and issues, and knowing that I'm never going to be in the same house with my son every day, and it's devastating. Hard. It's absolutely devastating. And I just want to say, whatever you're going, if anybody out there, not to get too deep too early, but if anybody's out there going through it, unless there's abuse or unless there's something that's putting you in danger, it's not worth it, man.
Yeah.
Stick it out. Figure it out.
Yeah. But sometimes
it's tough.
Yeah. But sometimes you got to get away for your own sanity.
The truth. Very true.
You got to wait. You got to weigh both ends of the, weigh both ends of that.
Yeah.
I know you want to do good for the kid and you want to stay there, but if you're no good, you can't be any good for anybody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No doubt. Absolutely. It's come full circle, and we've had I'm remarried now and very happy, and she's a wonderful human being, but it wasn't without its struggles.
Oh, I'm sure.
Struggles, but that's life as we live it today. And I'm glad that you guys had me on today to I don't know if I went deep early, and I didn't mean to do that. But
no, it's fine.
It's fine. Hey, listen, the more you open up, the more questions we can ask you and really get to know who Brad is,
because we're in the same boat. We both have gone through a divorce. and both have remarried and doing well, and we both had the same struggles of not being in the same house with our child, and the main focus for me, because I have a daughter, and is teaching her what she should expect from a man.
That's right.
So
and showing her
focus, right?
Yeah.
I used to send my daughter, when she was in high school, middle school, and whatnot, and boys always come around, right? Yeah. I mean, you daughter, and the boys are always going to come around, and that's fine. That's part of life. That's going to happen. You hope that happens, and they find somebody great. But there were some punks that came around, right? I mean, there was, they're cool, and they're Johnny Suave, and so I would see that the way they acted, and nobody was terrible. I'm not going to say that we had any bad experiences or anything like that, but I wanted her to know how a man speaks to a woman who he truly respects and is truly in love with. Yeah. So I would send him. It's forewarning. This is cheesy. It is very cheesy. But I would send her, and it didn't go on forever, but for a few months, a daily love song. So I would go back to the old, Frank Sinatra, or even a couple of John Denver songs, just where they were completely in love with the person they wrote this for. Yeah. This was a love letter to whoever they're in love with. And I would send this to her and say, listen to this. This is how a man speaks to a woman that he truly respects and truly cares about. And so I don't know if it had an effect. I mean, the man she's marrying is a fine young man. He makes her happy. She's happy with him, and they seem to be fantastic. So I'm not going to take credit for it, but hopefully something stuck there.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's right.
It's somebody that treats your child the way they should and want to be treated.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's all you can ask for. Because
for sure.
God forbid. Yeah, Russ has a daughter. I got a couple, and you better.
Yeah, you better. That's right.
You better. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on this recording. That's all I'm going to say.
We are going to have a conversation if you don't.
That's right. We have a practicing attorney over here to help us out if we get in any trouble.
Right.
So
that's right. Just don't record it.
You're in the family now, brother. You're in the family. That's right. We got to step away. We got to step away now.
But Brad,
Yes.
you spent 2 decades, as the CEO and in the law business. What was the moment that you realized that it was time to step away and start a new chapter in your life?
So I was involved in a lawsuit in 2017 to 2019. I was not the lawyer. I was the defendant, actually.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
In my title company, we had hired a large amount of employees from another company, and they didn't take kindly to that, because in our business, when you hire people, you are bringing over revenue as well.
Right.
But I did my due diligence. Nobody had a non-compete. No one was under contract. Well, when you get sued by the largest title company in the living world, that can put a damper on your day.
Right.
And this had gone on by the time we got to trial, it had gone on for 3 years. And just before it was set for November, trial was. This was about 2.5 years in, and ungodly amounts of legal fees. And this was it controlled my life for 2.5 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
about 3 days before trial, unfortunately, something tragic happened to the judge's family. Thank goodness everything worked out, but we had to postpone the trial. I had 3 weeks set aside, which is how long the trial was supposed to last. 3 weeks. And I felt out of control, completely out of control. Like someone else is in complete control of my life. And I just thought, I need to do something that the outcome doesn't matter, because everything felt like it was my shoulder. The whole world was on my world anyway, was on my shoulders. And I felt like everyone else is in control of it. So when this happened and it got postponed, I'm like, I've got 3 weeks. My calendar's clean. I'm just going to do something that I control. The outcome doesn't matter. And so I thought, I kind of always wanted to see if I could paint. So I went to the
of all things to go.
Of all things, yeah. You could have been a fisherman.
Myself a creative person. I really don't. I've got a couple of brothers who are really good at it. Like, well, maybe I've got a semblance of that gene. And so I tried it, and first few terrible. I mean, terrible. And then one time I was painting something that started out as one thing, and I was trying to paint something, and I'm like, oh, that looks just like a wave. So it's kind of a mistake that I made. And then that kind of, I painted a few more and a few more and a few more, and a couple that my wife calls office worthy. It's worthy of hanging in my office, which is a nice way to say it's not
right
in your office,
in my office. So that kind of started this creative gene that I had. And so fast forward a few years, and I love to read. I kind of gravitate toward the thrillers, spy novels, Black Ops, CIA, just guy books, right? And I kind of always fancy myself as the cool guy who's taking out the bad guys, and I was reading, and I'm like, I think maybe I can do this too. So I finished the book and picked up my computer and just started writing. I had kind of a plot in mind, but I just started writing, and I was very self-conscious about it at first, that whether I knew what I was doing or not, whether I had any talent whatsoever. I had never had a creative writing background. This was not on my bucket list to do. I just had this idea, and started it, wrote about 4 or 5 chapters, sent it to my friend who's a writing professor at a college. And I'm like, dude, I need you to shoot me real straight. Do I have any ability whatsoever? And he was very complimentary. And so it did take me a little bit to send it over to get the nerve to send it over to him. But when I did, you know, and he came back with that, and he called me, and he was really urging me to do this. And so I started up again. And 9 months later, I had a book. So yeah, it's not a real romantic story about I had a dream, or it's my father's dream, or for me, I just tried it. I tried it.
Yeah.
And you never know what you can do until you try it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I took a lot of art classes myself, and I remember seeing some abstract paintings, and I asked this lady, I said, you know, did you paint these? She says, no, my kids did. And I'm like, So I'm gonna get my daughter, which I call her Little Russ on the show. I'm gonna get her to do the same thing, right? I'm just got this genius idea.
Yeah.
So all I tell her to do is don't draw any type of actual shapes. Just make lines, right? And it's gonna come together. I come back. It's a house. There's a sun. There's like all this stuff. I'm like, what happened? She's like, I just painted what I felt. I say that was her Mother's Day present.
Yeah.
And that is over at her mother's house. It did not stay here.
I knew
not our
that.
plan.
I knew, just knowing who she is, I was like, she did not follow those directions. She did what she wanted to do.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So Brad,
yes,
we talked about some of those first paintings. It's a two-part question because I want to get back to that, right?
Okay.
Because I need some detail on those paintings. But as a lawyer, what did you practice? What was your practice specifically?
I started out of law school. I had a law school professor tell us one time, never practice family law. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. But I remember sitting in my office and rent was due, and I got a call and said, do you practice family law? I'm like, yes, I do.
Today.
Today I do. So I started a little bit of that. I hated it. Oh, I hated it. And then but I did some criminal law, criminal defense, which I really actually enjoyed. I really did enjoy that. And a little personal injury, a little bit. And then my wife got sick, so I had to kind of put everything on hold. And when that came to fruition, along the way, I had this idea to start a title company. And so I started doing real estate law, and that's what I've been doing since 2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that kind of, went into the title agent, my title company. And so I would say I spend the mass majority of my time, the lion's share of it, as a CEO, not necessarily as an attorney. I mean, my law firm still does work for the title company, but I don't have a traditional practice where I, clients call in and have, big client list to manage, but it's more transactional. But it really has nothing to do with writing this book. It has nothing to do with the story. I had enough legal experience to be able to write things accurately in depositions and, the process and the evidentiary process and things of that nature. But I never really wanted to write a legal thriller. And I don't consider this legal thriller. The protagonist just happens to be a lawyer, and he finds himself in a situation where has a case that he thinks is an everyday case. It's a big one, but it's nothing mind blowing, and it's about stolen software code. And as he goes through the case, he peels back the onion a little bit, and he realizes there's something far more sinister at play here. And when someone he cares about comes in danger, he has to cross the line, or there's a situation where he has to ask himself, am I going to cross this line? And the result is it terrifies him, not what he's asked himself to do or not what he's done. It's what he's becoming afterward. And the fact that he's okay with that. And whether he can live with him and still recognize the man that he feels like he is after the things he's forced to do. So that's that's kind of the premise behind the first book. And then the second one goes more into figuring out why he's okay with it, or why he's not feeling more guilty, and given permission from a very unsuspecting source. And then his past all comes back to him. So it's a fun ride. I really, really enjoyed writing it. I'm speaking cryptically a little bit because I don't have too many spoilers.
You can't give it away.
Can't give it away. But that's kind of the premise behind the book. Because like I said earlier, I always kind of fancied myself the spy or the CIA agent or what have you. But I always ask myself, what would a normal guy like me, just a normal dude, do if you're put in that situation? I don't mean just a home invasion or something like that, where we all feel like we could protect our family
ourselves. Yeah,
that's right. But if you are put into a situation where you have to act similar to these great heroes that we read about in those novels, what would that do to us? A, could we do it? B, what would that do to us afterwards? And that's what I wanted to explore.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds good.
The book is called Recoil of Justice. How much of yourself is into that main character of Ryan Wolf?
So I got up the nerve to give the finished manuscript to a friend of mine who is a thriller novel fan as well. He was visiting here. We're playing a golf tournament, and he's visiting from Phoenix, and gave it to him to read on the plane. And he texted me not 5 minutes after his plane took off. It's like 6'1" and 185, huh? I'm like, okay. Ryan Wolf, not me. He's the man I would like to be, So, but there are similarities. Yes. And mainly that comes from relationships,
right?
And little odd quirks he has and things like that it's easy to write in because I have those odd quirks. But the relationship with his sister, the relationship with his father, that were different relationships, both good, but very different from each other. And I write those characters into the story, and it's, those relationships for me, because I lost my sister about 8 years ago too. So those relationships have a very huge impact on my life. And, I don't know that my dad ever knew that. I really don't think he did, because we didn't have there's no vulnerability in the Elder household. It's not allowed. Not allowed. There's two emotions. There's happiness and there's anger. That's it.
Right. No in between. Nothing else. Nothing outside of this box.
That's right. And so, I always longed to hear my dad say, "I'm proud of you." And Ryan struggles with that same thing. And it affected my life. I mean, it's not like I went off the deep end or anything like that. Nothing like that. But I can tell it affected me. I could tell it affected me in relationships I had. I never told my dad I loved him. He never said it to me. Never told my mom. She never. Different generation too. They come from a different. Because I don't hold it against them, but it has an effect on you. I mean, it really does. And I tell my kids 100 times a week how much I love them and how proud I am of them. So the same thing affects Ryan in that he never feels quite adequate enough. And he feels like he has to keep going and keep going. And even though it's not his fault, or even though you can't blame him for it, he blames himself for it. And he feels like he has to make up for whatever the situation was. He finds a way to blame himself. And that's what gets him in this situation where he is asked to do things that he never thought he was capable of doing. And so that's kind of the similarities between my life and Ryan's life. But Ryan is younger, better looking, and smarter than me. So
I don't know if he's taller though. You know,
well, he's taller. I'm 5'10".
Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah. But I told you I had another question about your parents.
Yes.
Right. So you said that they were terrible, and your wife made you put them. They could stay in your office. Mm-hmm. Is this something you would try again?
Yeah, I would. I actually did one the other day.
Oh, look at that! Okay.
Yeah, I painted over a painting. How about that? She didn't like the painting in our spare bedroom, and so I did a little work on it, and I think she's real happy with that because I had to redo it about probably 3 or 4 times. But and I'm not 100% sure she's happy with it. But I really enjoy doing it. But it's kind of like my writing that I'll go a few weeks without putting anything on paper. I can't force it, and it's kind of like with painting. I can't force anything. If I have an idea, I'm like, oh, I'd like to explore that. Then I do. And it's, there's 2 kinds of writers, they say. There's plotters and pantsers. Plotters will write out the entire outline and they'll have their entire story in front of them. They just have to fill in the words. I am not like that. I feel like far from it. I feel like I'm more creative when I'm being creative. So I don't feel like I'm not creative enough to sit down and write out an outline. I kind of let the story tell itself. It's a little cliche, but I let it tell itself. Like with Recoil of Justice, I didn't know how it ended until I wrote it. I really didn't.
Those are some of the best ones, man.
Yeah.
It just comes to you.
Yeah, it just came to me, and it felt good writing it, and it made sense, and it went with the flow. And I'm very, very happy with the way it all came together. You can never, if you're writing a series like I am, you can never tie it up in a pretty little bow. You always have to have a hook. Yeah. And I kind of made the mistake of not having a hook. And I sent it off to the people that were helping me get it published. And then I went, God, that ties it up in a nice bow. I need to give somebody a reason to read the next book. So and someone said, hey, I'm going to give it, can I wedge in an excerpt from the next book? Just to give them, give the readers an idea like, oh, this is not over quite yet, because I kind of made a little mistake in my manuscript, but I'm self-published, so I don't have an editor telling me these things. I don't have them coaching me. I've learned this all on my own, which is let me just say this, I'm learning it all on my own because there's a tremendous amount to learn, but I haven't been this excited to do something in a long, long time.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like it gets you going when you talk about it. Yeah,
it absolutely does. And then, I kind of geek out on it a little bit, and especially when you speak to other authors. Yeah, because this is a lonely world. It can be a very lonely world, just sitting in front of your computer by yourself, creating something. And you feel like I'm the only author out there who's struggling with this.
Hey man, you should just get you some canvas and throw it on the floor in there. Get you some paintbrushes and let's do some abstract art.
Yeah, and no houses, no sunsets.
That's it. No houses, no sunsets.
That's right.
No straight lines. I want everything organic.
That's right. So last night, one of my favorite shows returned after 16 years. I love the show Scrubs. I'm a big fan of the show Scrubs.
Oh yeah.
So
did it return? I didn't know that.
Yes. After 16 years, it came back. Now, I call myself an expert on that show. I've seen every episode multiple times. I've heard that you are somewhat of an expert on the show, The Brady Bunch.
Oh. I am the self-appointed world's foremost authority on the Brady Bunch.
Well, now, we are going to put that to the test. Yes, it is time for the Man Space Game Show.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, yes.
I know that you won't know these answers, so you can sit out on this one.
Absolutely not. I'm going to listen and give my commentary.
But you can sit out. This time it's for our guest only.
All right.
Low key nervous, boys.
Don't be. He's a pain in the butt, but only to me. Okay.
This is our Brady Bunch edition of the Man Space Game Show.
Okay. Let's have it. Bring it.
I got some trivia questions. Let's just see how well you know the show.
Okay.
All right. First question. Name the 6 Brady children.
Oh my God. You throwing me softballs?
Yes.
Let's go.
Greg, Peter, Bobby, Cindy, Jan, Marcia.
All right.
Great job.
What was the housekeeper's last name?
Nelson.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Oh, that was quick. That was quick.
Yeah.
He's in there.
That was quick.
I was anticipating that one.
What city did the family live in?
Los Angeles.
I honestly did not know that one.
It's a big old clue with these palm trees and those the housing. But anyway,
what was Mike Brady's profession?
Architect.
All right. He's on a roll.
He's on a roll. He's killing it.
Which character was famous for saying Marcia, Marcia, Marcia?
Jan.
He's on a roll, Les.
I mean, I'm just saying, man.
All right.
Might be one of the smartest guests ever. I don't know.
At least on the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Right. What was the name of the family dog?
Tiger.
Man. All right. I thought I could trip him up on that one. This is gonna be the one right here. I think I'm gonna get him right here. This last question.
We're listening.
Who performed the theme song?
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I know this. Devol, D-E-V-O-L. I think it's like Devol. Who is it?
We're sorry, Brad, but you failed.
That's the opening credits, though.
The title song was actually performed by the characters themselves. They sang the song.
Well, I'm going to question your sources, first of all. You got me. I have to come down from my pedestal.
I don't know, but if you remember this one, you're still pretty high up there in the Brady, in the Brady world.
Yeah.
And Alice's boyfriend's name was Sam.
Yes, I remember Sam.
Last name was Sam Johnston. It was never said it. It was written on a piece of paper one time, like a letter, had his name.
Really?
Yeah, I had a fascination with
I would have never caught that.
It came on every day when you get home from school. It was Brady Bunch and Happy Days. And so I just
Laverne and Shirley
right after that. Yeah. That's right. I never did get into Laverne and Shirley as much. Happy Days.
I remember watching that because as a kid, we went on a trip to Chicago and we were at a dinner theater, and the guy that played Squiggy was in this play during the dinner theater. And so because we met him during that, I became a fan of Laverne and Shirley.
That makes sense.
So,
I like him. I just used to like the name Carmichael.
Carmine. Yeah.
Carmine.
That was Carmine.
Yeah.
Carmine.
I saw Barry Williams, who played Greg Brady, in the Dallas airport one time, just at a pizza joint.
Oh,
I've
nice.
never been more nervous. I didn't anything. Never been more nervous around, a TV star in my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to say something. No, I can't say something. No, I can't. We all have our quirks, right?
Yeah,
we all have them.
We were together one time, and Patrick Ewing walks by us. You remember that?
Yes.
Patrick Ewing walks by us. We both stop, look at each other. Now, mind you, this guy's got like 5 inches of height on me. But
you must be tall.
Patrick Ewing had.
I'm 6'5".
Yeah, Patrick Ewing had like 5 feet over him. That's what it just felt like. Yeah, I'm a midget standing there like, oh my God, this big guys. Yeah,
old Pat. He was so good. Georgetown.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, let's take a break. Let's reset, and we'll be back with more of the Man Space Podcast. We are back with our special guest, Mr. Brad Elder.
Yes.
Now,
I'm so glad to be here, guys. Thank you again for having me on.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Now, Recoil of Justice, what was the spark behind the title? How did the title of that book come to you?
You have no idea how many times I've renamed that book. So many times. Again, I'm trying not to give too many spoilers away, but there's a point in the book he feels like he's reached justice has been served. And as a result of that justice, there was a blowback or a recoil of that. Recoil also is what happens when you pull a trigger.
Pull a trigger, yeah.
So that was the connection there for the name.
Gotcha.
So every single thing that happens as a opposite and what's the word, opposite inverse reaction, whatever the term is. But that's kind of what happens with him is it felt good when what he felt like was justice happened, but that wasn't the end of it. There was a recoil to it. So that's kind of why I came up with that name. And boy, I workshopped the heck out of that name. Let me tell you, I couldn't even tell you. I could go back on some of my chats with people, and some of the names I'd be going, God, why did you even think of that? But that's what I settled on, and I think it probably captures the story the best.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Now let me ask you this. While you were writing this book, we talked about painting, and painting can be sometimes a form of therapy. Is it therapy for you? And how did painting help you write some of your story
the good thing about not doing something live is you can always fix it. And even if you mess up, it can turn into something else that you never imagined, never dreamed of.
Yeah.
And so that's why, I was talking earlier that I had this plot for the book that completely changed. And it's because I kind of went sideways on some dialogue, and I went, oh, wait a minute. That actually works better. And so the story kind of guided me, just like sometimes a painting guides you, because I'm not a great painter, but I have done enough to where I don't know how many times, probably 2 or 3 times I've set out to do something with this vision in my mind, and it completely changed. And I was okay with, the painting part of it that taught me that lesson. I was okay with it changing. Now, it did create a lot more work that I had to go back and fix some things, that you really can't necessarily easily do in a painting because the paint's on the canvas, right? You either have to paint over it or figure out a way to get rid of it. But, so it's easier with writing a book. But I think it's just that it's okay to make mistakes. And that's okay. And you can take that lesson in life too. If I had to counsel a kid coming out of college, I would tell them, go make mistakes. Go mess something up. Just go try something.
That's the fastest and easiest way to learn.
Go screw something up, but make it an aggressive mistake, not a lazy mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely. I want to take you back to your defense attorney days, because this is something I've been curious about for a long time. And I've really wanted to ask somebody this particular question, but did you ever get yourself in a situation where you had to defend somebody that you did not believe that they were actually innocent?
Yes. Yes.
Now, I know we probably can't ask the specifics. Yeah.
Probably every single time I defended someone.
Yeah.
But the way I looked at it was, here's how I chalked it up. I'm not defending the person. I'm defending their constitutional right to a fair trial.
Gotcha.
The first case, and I was just the second chair in this case, was disgusting. Had to do with a child and a grown man. I'll just say that. I'm not sure how much I can tell you my personal beliefs. I thought they were both lying. How about that? Both the truth. And a lot of lawyers chalk it up to, I'm not necessarily defending this client, I'm fighting the prosecutor over there. Get this, mano a mano thing going on. And I had a little bit of that because I didn't like the prosecutor.
Right.
But you as a lawyer, you have to believe everyone does deserve a defense for their constitutional rights. As long as those constitutional rights are met and served, what happens. It's in the jury's hands at that point. But, I just didn't want anybody to get steamrolled. Just because it looks really bad. Because there's plenty of times, DNA evidence or what have you exonerates people. And a lot of times people don't get a fair trial because when they walk in, they see how they're dressed. They see their socioeconomic background. They see the color of their skin, whatever. And one of the first questions I always ask the jury in voir dire is, raise your hand if whenever he walked in or she walked in, your thought was, I wonder what they did.
Right.
I wonder what they did. So, and another is like, as this person sits here, are they, in your mind, are they guilty or innocent, or you're not sure yet? And almost all of them say, I'm not sure yet. And you go, no, that's incorrect. That's an innocent person sitting there.
Right.
And they're only guilty, until they're proven guilty.
Right.
So I really do take that to heart, because unless everybody gets that, then it's not reserved for anyone.
Gotcha.
And so that's how I chalked it up, even though some made my skin crawl.
Yeah.
And it did. That's how, and maybe it's a cop out. Maybe it is. But that's how I chalk, because I truly believe everyone, no matter how heinous, deserves at least a defense from getting railroaded by, at least a defense to defend their constitutional rights. If the prosecution upholds theirs and upholds their burden of truth, so be it.
Right.
So be it. And that's probably justice at that point. I'm a firm believer that it should be extremely difficult to prove someone guilty. But if they are, I'm also a believer in harsh justice. hard justice, so.
Wow. I think that's probably part of what kept me from ever wanting to practice law and go that route, was because I'm like, man, what happens if I ever have to defend somebody that I don't believe that they're innocent? But the way, and it's a statement I've heard so many times, when you just said it then, that no, that's an innocent person, and until he's proven guilty, you hear that all the time. But when you said it then, it's actually sunk in for the first time. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the burden of truth is on the prosecution side.
That's right.
You have to prove without a doubt. I never wanted to become a lawyer. I was too busy not trying to be a defendant. I'm just saying. I grew up in Detroit, bro. I mean, I
understood
to be a defendant. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I can't say that I get it. Let's just say I'm Lily White and I grew up in Texas. All right. So I didn't experience, I'm guessing I didn't experience the same world that you guys have experienced before.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in a way that it's derogatory way. It's the truth. I just didn't, and I do recognize that,
But that's appreciated, because so many people come from their life and their experiences and think that's everybody's experience.
Right.
But it's not. Somebody a mile away can have a different experience in life than you.
That's right. Well, for example, not on race, but on gender. Okay.
Right.
So when my wife goes out in our garage, and we live in a really nice neighborhood in Texas, and it's extremely safe, right? She gets in her car and then opens the garage door. And I'm like, one day I'm like, why do you do that? She goes, you just never know who's waiting outside the garage.
True.
I'm like, ladies look at things differently.
Yes.
We do, because we open the garage and somebody's standing there to do something, like, come on.
Right.
I know where my gun safe is. I got a gun in the console. Let's go.
Right.
It's different for them.
I don't even park in the garage. I don't like to park in the garage. And I don't know why. I have an attached garage. I just don't like parking in. Right?
My wife does the same thing.
I like to keep my
as soon as she
vehicle
pulls
outside.
in, she doesn't get out of the car until that garage door closes.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is
eye-opening.
Yeah, I had a cousin, once again, in Chicago. She came home, pulled into her garage, and 3 guys slid up under her garage door.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yeah, see, if you catch me slipping, it will be, it'll be good. It'll be a good day for you. I'm just saying,
well, it just goes to how far you'll go to protect the people that you love.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no bounds. I would, there's nothing 100%. That would stop me from protecting my wife. So
100%.
Yep. I tell her all the time, when you open up the garage from the inside and you're walking out, give it a second. Just don't go running out of the door. You give it a second, and you never go first unless you have to. I always go out the garage door first.
Well, and I take that as 2 things that I think are vital for men, especially fathers and husbands. Our 2 most core responsibilities are to provide and to protect.
Absolutely.
Provide and protect. That is our 2 main responsibilities. There's a lot of pressure on men today we have to, I don't know what this means. It's going to show emotional intelligence, and I get it. We can't go back to the days when we all know what we're talking about, when women are supposed to be barefoot and pregnant, right? I mean, we cannot go back to those days. No, we never do.
Can't go back to the Stone Age.
That's right.
We want
Brady Bunch era.
I do think that men sometimes should be given a little grace, because if we're trying to get in touch with our emotional side, and we're creatures of logic, we're creatures of logic. Give us a little grace for screwing it up every now and then.
Yeah.
Because we're going to screw it up, because
absolutely.
That's not how I'm built. That's not how I'm wired. I think of logic. They think of emotion, and that's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah.
But that's how we're built. So
and it takes the right one to allow us to allow ourselves to get into that space. Right? Because that's not something that we're just going to do as men. You know, I'll talk to Russ about stuff that my wife wouldn't have a clue about, and vice versa. But we understand because we're men. You know, our thought process
same way with
is
our
different.
Girlfriends, I'm sure.
Exactly. I don't know anything about makeup and mascara and all of that stuff.
I just know it looks good when they put it on right.
When it's on right.
That's okay.
The key word was when it's on right.
Yeah.
I
might buy some.
Butterflies they have nowadays.
But you touched into the emotional side here.
Yeah.
And when you got executives are trained to take calculated risk. When it comes to writing a novel, a lot of times that is emotional exposure.
Oh my God.
Which was scarier for you? Being that CEO, or actually, putting yourself out there in this novel?
Well, that's a really, really good question, because, owning a company and knowing that it takes a tremendous amount of money to run this company, especially when you're first starting out.
Right.
I wasn't, pardon my French, I didn't win the sperm lottery. I didn't have, millions and millions of dollars in a trust fund.
I'm going to use that one.
That I could, fall back on.
Yeah.
I was a middle-class kid from Odessa, Texas, and so, everything I had to do, I had to create on my own. Now, I did not create it completely. I had help, you know what I mean? I had people that I leaned on, and people that gained enough trust in me to invest in my business, or banks to, loan money. So that part of it was, if I fail, I burned every bridge. I'm financially, it's a catastrophic event financially. So that was that pressure for sure. However, you can measure success with a company with your P&L. And here's my spread. Here's my here's my profit and loss statement.
Profit and loss. Yeah.
It's black it's in the black. So we're doing pretty well.
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Further it gets if it's in the red, you're not doing well. So that was kind of black and white to me. However, doing something of your own creation, it's an exercise in vulnerability and humility. Yeah. Because when I didn't tell anybody I was writing a book. My wife knew, and I think that's it. My kids knew. They saw me doing something. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm writing on a book. And I didn't say much about it, because what I feared was you would put it out there, and then your friends, of course, are all going to say, oh no, it's really good. And then behind they're like, hey, you can't do it. So, and how do you measure success? Because Les, you might love the book. Russ, you might hate the book.
Right.
So it's more of a touchy-feely thing. Like, who does it speak to? And so I was so incredibly nervous to tell the people that were close to me that I'd written a book and let them read it. The general public, you're going to get some reviews where they didn't like it, but you're going to get some reviews where they love it. With people close to you, in my mind, I always like, yeah, but you're just saying that. You're just saying that you really like it, So that's what really worried me, because you don't want to be a joke, you don't want to be that punchline, So to me, from a personal standpoint, from a vulnerability standpoint, writing a book was more difficult than building a pretty sizable business that I have now.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Now the fallout, if I fail, is way worse for my business. But from a personal standpoint, you kind of almost slink around a little bit if you write a terrible book, you know. So it's the fallout's different, but the vulnerability is far more from writing something, creating something for others' enjoyment. You know?
That was kind of my next question about, you know, being a CEO and having analytics. You know, a lot of times when you're in big business, your analytics drive it. You know, you're based off of that. But then being a writer is more creativity, right? And it has, they're two different lanes. You know, how do you run down these lanes? Are they separate? Does the analytical brain helps with the creative brain, or does the creative brain help with the analytical brain?
I'm sorry to butt in there. I think
no, you're good.
It helps me from the business side of being an author. And I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning of trying things that I tried almost everything that came along. Like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea, because I didn't know anything about it, right? And you know, I probably had a little more financial runway than some indie authors do. You know, with just trying something new. But you know, for me, I think as far as the business side of it, I'm not quite as analytical on things as now. I do know our financials inside and out. I did and do pay very close attention to that. But I don't have this calculus to where if someone's not producing a certain amount, or they're not doing this many closings a month or this much revenue a month, that we cut our losses. I'm more of, do I see in you real potential? Do I think you're going to be fantastic for us? So my leash is a lot longer. And the next question I ask is to them, are we is working here enhancing your life in a way that betters it? And if it does, then I'm all in for you. So I kind of think that helped a little bit with the creative side of me. It's not a strict numbers game for me on the business side. And that's probably to my detriment a little bit, because I've let some things go way too long. That I probably should have just made the decision on that I couldn't, because I take to heart that, man, I have, I don't know, 60 some odd employees. That's 60 some odd families. That's 60 some odd car payments and mortgage payments and college tuition payments. I take that to heart, really take it to heart. So it's not an easy decision for me when I have to make those hard decisions. So I think that helped the creative side of my brain, because I started this company with a blank slate. I mean, I was a nobody, and I went and recruited one of the highest producing teams in the city of Houston. That's where my title company is. So I do love a blank slate, both from a business standpoint and a creative standpoint.
Awesome. Says a lot about you.
Yeah, we are running over on this episode.
We sure we had a good time. I did it.
Yeah.
It was
we're definitely just kind of scratching the surface with you, and I'm like, man, we got to get you back on, because I'm enjoying this conversation here.
I would love to. I'm about I don't know, 65,000 words or so, and most people go, I don't know what that means, you know, but usually thriller novels are, you know, 75 to 90,000 words. So I'm getting, I think, within 60 days of having a completed manuscript. So once I finish that, I would love to come back on.
Awesome. Awesome.
You should put your character on a podcast, you know, and talk about the crime or whatever he's going through.
That's a good idea.
There you go.
You know, I've seen so many. There's a podcast now artificial intelligence is in every single walk of life right now, right?
Yeah.
This lady has a podcast and she's a human being. Her guest host is an AI.
Wow.
So Russ, don't get any ideas.
Because they were popping ding, 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 ding.
I'll go shut his internet off.
On a Thursday, right?
On a Thursday.
But she talks back and forth with this AI model or AI agent, I guess, and it's conversational. So it would be interesting to create an agent that is Ryan Wolf, who's my protagonist, and have a conversation with him. I like that idea. See, Les, that's why you run this podcast. That's why you're the heart and soul.
On that note, we're going to wrap this.
This will not be published.
He's going to bleep all of that out after Les. It's
I'm going to use AI and change it around.
Exactly.
Like, you are the greatest of all time.
You're going to be the fairy godmother. All right. Where's your little mirror?
But listen, where can people get Recoil of Justice now?
Yeah, they can find it on Amazon is a really good way, or they can go to my website, bradeldernovels.com. Again, that's bradeldernovels.com. They can follow me on social media. Instagram is brad.elder.novels. And then Facebook is just Brad Elder Novels. I don't know why they make you do different formats for names, but
each one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. If you remember Brad Elder Novels, you can find it.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Well, we got one last thing for you, and it is called The Last Word.
And now, The Last Word.
So, last word to you, Brad. If there is a man that's listening to this episode right now, he's successful on paper, but restless in his spirit. He's afraid to admit that he wants something more. What is one truth about manhood, risk, and reinvention that you would want him to walk away with from listening to this episode?
Awesome question.
It is an awesome question, and you're putting me on the spot here, and it feels like it needs to be an awesome answer.
That's why I tried to give you a few minutes there and say, awesome question. So you can go ding, 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 ding.
The reason you're the heart and soul of this podcast. That's
right. I would flip that one. That part's going to be on social media.
Oh yeah.
I would urge him to answer the question of why. Why are you feeling like this, and why not try something new? Why not give himself a good answer of why not me? Why?
Yeah.
Is it in so many? Well, everybody says that, or I have these responsibilities. I'm not asking him to shirk his tasks or shirk his duties for his family. I'm not asking for that, but there's very few valid reasons of why whatever's burning inside of him, because if he's afraid of whoever he loves will not understand, I bet you if he comes from the heart and he's truly says it with no selfishness, but selflessness and true vulnerability, and just says, this is what I did. This is what I want. Can't put your family in jeopardy. You can't, do things like that. Yeah. I guarantee that person who you love and who truly loves you is going to understand, because 99% of the time it's that fear or the fear I will fail. And my point is, who cares if you fail?
Yeah. Right.
Define failure to me. And I can kind of only speak from my standpoint that failure to me, I can't define what failure to me in writing this book is. We all want to make money off of our endeavors, right? I'm not going to say this is, I don't care if I want to make a ton of money. I want Hollywood to call and make a movie about it. But I also am realistic, right? And failure to me would be, somebody I respect going, this really sucks. But then I have to ask myself, is that really failure? Who cares? If I feel proud of what I've done, and I am very proud of what I've done. And if I feel good about it and I can, because my name's on this book, it is on there. Very few times your name is on something. My name's on there. And I feel very good about it. Then who cares?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the outcome is? Who cares?
Yep.
As long as you're living right by God, living right by your family, and living right by yourself, then so be it. You've added value to your life, and you're going to add value to others because of it.
Yep. Failure is the last.
Yeah.
Yep. Failure is the last step before success.
Amen, brother.
I've always just seen failure is just not trying.
Yeah. Try it. Who says you can't do it? Who says you can't do it? You say you can't do it.
That's it. That is it. Man, fantastic. Just an amazing episode. Brad, definitely let us know when you're ready and when you drop that second book. We definitely want to have you back on so we can talk about that book as well. The book out now, Recoil of Justice. Check it out. Amazon, go to his website, pick that book up. Let's support our friend here, our lawyer friend. We got to keep a good lawyer in the back.
No one likes a lawyer, but I hope
he's a triple threat, man. He's a lawyer, he's a writer, and he's a painter. Come on, man. Look at this creative guy.
I got to think of some really cool things.
Man, hey, put that on the t-shirt. I'm a triple threat.
That's it. Hey, we got you taken care of, Brad. But,
well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate you coming on. It was a great show for us. And, we wish you nothing but success, sir.
I enjoyed this very, very much, guys. Thank y'all. See y'all soon.
All right.
All right now.
Bye-bye.
As we do each week, we like to close the show with just a little bit of inspiration. Procrastination is the quiet thief of potential. It doesn't shout. It doesn't force. It whispers, tomorrow, later, when you feel ready. And before you know it, days turn into months and opportunities slip quietly through your fingers. But see, here's the truth. You never, ever feel perfectly ready. Action is something that creates clarity. Movement creates motivation. The smallest steps forward does more for your future than the grandest plan postponed. Procrastination, it feeds on your fear. The fear of failure, the fear of imperfection, the fear of not being good enough. But growth demands courage, not comfort. The people who succeed are not always the ones who feel confident. They're the ones who just start anyway. Every great achievement began with someone deciding not to wait. So don't wait for the perfect mood. Don't wait for the perfect timing. Don't even wait for permission. Well, you know what I mean. It's all right. Start messy, start scared, start small. But just start now. Because Manspace Nation, your future is built totally by what you do today, not tomorrow. Until next time.
I tell you, man, that is absolutely True, man. You gotta just start. Yeah. Just get on and keep it moving.
Absolutely. And I was thinking about this when we were talking with Brad about, him kind of resetting and reinventing and actually putting out his book, man. I have a couple of projects that I've been sitting on.
Really?
And
I think
a lot of it is just
man.
fear. Yeah.
Do it, man. You can't be. We talk about this all the time. A saying when I was growing up, scared money don't make money.
True.
So you gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. I'll be your biggest cheer. I'm already cheerleading for you, and I don't even know what you got.
Well, I hope to be making some major announcements very, 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 very soon.
Let's get on it. I know you're a busy man, got a lot of stuff to do, but hey, put one foot in front of the other and keep it moving forward.
And just start.
Just start.
And you know what, Man Space Station, you know what you guys got to do? Go to WTMSTV.com every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can see us with Man Space Mondays, the latest episode of the Man Space podcast on Man Space Mondays on WTMSTV.com.
That's right.
And then on Thursdays is back to back episodes on WTMSTV.com with the Man Space podcast Throwback Thursdays. And now we're in overtime. So on that note, once again, hold on. Before you say your line, got to thank our special guest one more time, Mr. Brad Elder.
Yes, sir.
Go out, check the book, Recoil of Justice. I'm getting my copy, and I want you guys to go get your copy too. So
there it is.
With that said, on that note,
we out of here.
No gimmicks, just game that my sure in sight. They shine like the city on a Friday night. Man talk, real talk, that's the way that you bless. Giving knowledge and some laughs in the same finesse. From life goes to the jokes that hit. They the tag team champs, yeah, legit with the wit. So pull up a chair, let the stress digest. From the beat drops, you know the rest. You go chillin' with Russ and Less. You go chillin' with Russ and Less. Now you vibing with nothing.